Hello, welcome to this Civil 3D corridor modeling tutorial. My name is Abdul Hamid. In our previous video, we made this fill hatch pattern in our cross section, and we saw that as you move the sample line along the length of the corridor, this cross section updates itself as well. The fill pattern also updates itself. Now if I take my sample line from this fill area which is green, if I take it to this this area which is area in cut, then you will see a strange problem. If I click over here and take my sample line over here, you will see that invert level surface seems to show some problem, and then top surface of the drainage channel, it also is showing some problem. And then this gridded surface that you can see, if I click on it, this is a surface. If I click on it, I can see it from here, from this area, that it is top of drainage channel surface. I have just applied a gridded style to it. I can come to surface properties and will show you that it has currently this gridded style applied to it, where only the grids will be visible. Okay, as you can see that the surface in fill area seems to be following certain lines along the length, but when we reach the cut area, we see the deviation. The surface does not display well. How can we fix this? Let us go to our assembly. Okay, I will come to the assembly, and then I will come to tool palettes. Okay, and then I will come to this generic folder and will click on mark point. Okay, I will add two mark points, one at this edge and one at this edge. Okay, and I will call this mark point as even in my previous video, my Civil 3d will not allow me, for some strange reason it will not allow me to make changes to these two, point name and point codes. But I can place my mark point first, and then I can let me just close this dialog box now, because I don't need it anymore. Now since my mark point has been added, I will click it, will select it, and then we'll go to some subassembly properties and we'll come to parameters. I will click on the point names. Now here I can easily change the name of this point name. I will call it reference point. Okay, and then I will copy it and will place it over here as well. Okay, then I will select the mark point again, will right click and will copy. I will select the option called copy to. I will copy it and will copy to the other edge. I will click over here, and then I will rebuild my corridor. Once the corridor has been rebuilt, then I can get rid of this dialog box to the left. Okay, now I mean, these two point codes that we added along the edge of the drainage channel, one over here and then one over here. Let's see the effect of these 2 point codes. I will select my corridor, will come to corridor properties, and then I will uncheck all feature lines, and I will only leave the reference points, because each point codes that you will be adding to your assembly, they will create a feature line along the length of the corridor. I will turn on this reference point only, and then I will press OK. So as you can see that this surface, that top of drainage channel surface, it is perfectly following the two feature line created by the point codes. And then when you reach this area, when you reach this cut area, especially over here, there seems to be this deviation. As you can see, this surface is just going outside the line. So how can we fix this? First, I'm gonna create a feature line from this from our corridor. So I will select my corridor, and then I will use this command called create called feature line from corridor. I will click on this, and I will call it let's say site. I can place it in any site I want, and then style. For the time being, I'm gonna leave everything default, and smoothing I will uncheck it. This is really important. And create dynamic link to the corridor. I don't want to have a dynamic link between my corridor and the newly created feature line, so I will turn it off and will click OK. So I will click on this. Already feature line has been created, and I will click on this. So I have two feature line for me now. I can see it that auto corridor feature line, and then there is auto corridor feature line. So I have two feature line for myself. Okay, now to make things clearly visible, I will just turn off this guy. I will make the viewport as single, and then we'll click on the surface and we'll turn it off for the time being because I don't need it right now. I will make it to display later on. Okay, so now that feature lines are there in my plane view, I can come and I can turn off the corridor as well. I will come to corridor properties and will turn on these lines so that I only have those two feature lines. Okay, I can select the feature line, this feature line and this feature line, and I can explore them. So I change them to 3D polyline. They will get converted to 3D polyline. Now you can see that they are 3D polyline. Okay, if I close properties and then select this object, you can clearly see that it's a 3D polyline, but I need to convert this into polylines. So I will come to modify, will come to design, and then convert 3D to 2D polylines. I will select this 3D polyline and this 3D polyline, and we'll press OK. Now if I select them, these two, I can clearly see that the 3D polylines have been converted into polyline for me. I will come to the ends and will right click this guy and will click add selected, so I can add a new polyline. I mean starting from here and ending at here. Okay, similarly I will add one over here as well. I will click, I will select this polyline, will right click and add selected, and then we'll make a new polyline over here. Then what I can do is that I can make it a single polyline. I will click polyline edit, and we'll select this option called multiple. We'll click this guy, we'll click this guy, and then this, and then one that we created at the other end. We'll select it and we'll join all these pieces into one single polyline. Okay, so now this is one single polyline. Okay, what I can do is now what I can do now is I can go to home, go to tool space, come to my surface. To see the effect, I will turn on two viewport, two verticals. I will come to our section view, and then over here I will turn on the surface as well. Top of drainage surface, I will turn it to graded again so that we can see the effect, because I'm gonna see the effect. I'm gonna do something which will force this surface to display properly. Okay, top of drainage channel is there, it's not showing properly, and it's not showing properly in the section view too. Okay, so I'll press this plus button, we'll go to definition, and then boundaries. I can click this guy, boundaries, and then we'll click yeah, exactly. We can make it to display properly by using one other method. We will come to this option later on. We can go to corridor. We'll right click and go to properties, and then we'll come to this thing called boundaries. Okay, we'll come to top of Danish channel, and we'll right click over here, remove boundary, and we'll right click again and add from polygon. I will click on this, and then it's asking me to select that polygon. I will click this one. So polygon has been selected, and I will press OK. Rebuild the corridor. So you can easily see that the surface is now showing properly all the way through, even it's showing properly in the cut area as well. So but it's still not showing correctly in the section view. So I can click on this guy. We'll go to sample more sources and just remove it once. Okay, and then we'll press OK, and then I can click on it again, and we'll click on this sample more sources, and we'll bring all these guys again, and we'll press OK. So it's still not fixed, so I will come to the surface. Even though it's showing up correctly over here, but for some strange reason it's not showing up. It's not showing clearly. It's not showing correctly in this section view. So in our next video we will see how can we make it to appear correctly, even though this surface is now correctly showing in the plan view, but it's not showing correctly in this section view. In next video we will make it to show it properly. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any comment, please leave your comments down in the section, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.